Hello again, this is day 26 of 30 days of healing. And I've got to say, yesterday, day 25's recording was probably my favorite so far in this entire series. And I was reflecting on that last night as to what felt different about day 25. And I think part of it is the reason that we have been through, they're saying trial by fire. I don't think it's been that bad, but we've been through the period of trial and we're starting to come out the other side and kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. And they've certainly taken us through a journey that has a lot of ups and downs to it. And I don't like saying journey. Journey makes me think of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and the journey they go on. But, they wanted me to mention that because of love. So The Bachelorette is supposed to be all about love. So this is a journey of love, except for ours is self-love, not trying to find our ideal partner on a TV show. So yesterday was pretty amazing, and I think it felt very uplifting. The information they shared was just beautiful and grounding and life-affirming that brought a lot of clarity to the concepts that we've been covering in the previous 25 days. And I finished that recording on an absolute high, thinking wow, that just felt right. There was a beautiful connection with the angels and guides yesterday, and there was beautiful messages, and there was also the healing breathing exercise they had us do that really helped that sacral chakra to cleanse and clear and feel amazing. And I thought, wow, that was really cool. Hi, Tracy. And then I had an amazing night's sleep, like one of the best night's sleep ever. And I woke up this morning, and it's strange because I woke up thinking, I'm going to get this done and that done and the other done. And I felt pretty good when I was lying in bed. And as soon as I got up and started trying to get stuff done, I had this overwhelming sense of tiredness. And not tiredness like I could go back to bed and sleep, but just fatigue, really, I'm done. And so, of course, I checked in with my spirit team and said, hey, what's the deal here? And they said, yeah, it's a day of rest and integration. Yesterday was a huge learning and an integration of concepts. But then today our bodies had to integrate the energy that went along with what we learned yesterday. And so some of you might have felt that it was a day where you just had to sit and read a book. You didn't really feel like working. If you were not having to work, you might have had a day where you laid in bed all day. And of course, that brings up those feelings and emotions of, well, I shouldn't lay in bed all day and I should get stuff done and I shouldn't be lazy. And I went through that myself as well. And they kept saying, it's cool, because I said to them, I'm sick and tired of feeling tired. When's this going to pass? And of course, number one, they reminded me that we haven't been feeling tired for days on end. There's been the waves of the ups and downs of feeling tired and then feeling energetic. Hi, Lisa. But at the same time, I think it's because it's happened a lot this year. If we look back on the last 6 to 9 months, definitely, but even the last year, we've had intense periods of needing to rest and months where we feel like we've done barely anything, and then moments where we feel energized and amazing and inspired to do something and to move forward. And so when I said to them this morning, I'm sick and tired of feeling tired, and they said, basically, just you wait, that this time of calm and gentle is necessary to help our bodies to integrate, because things are going to be accelerating very quickly in the coming weeks. And we need that energy. Hi, Cara. Nice to see you too, sweetie. I love when all my Aussies jump online. It's awesome. So, yeah, today was a day of rest for all those that just hopped on the call, leading up to a time of energy quickening in the future. And some of you have tagged me in posts about the Lion's Gate. And I got to say this too. I know Lisa understands this, and I might not have said this to others before. If you've sent me a message, an email, tagged me in a post, and I haven't responded, it's not for lack of trying. I literally sit down at my computer and go, okay, angels, what am I meant to do today? And one day I might respond to every post in the free Ascension support group that Lisa and I run together on Facebook, or in one of my 2 paid groups that I have for A Year of Healing 1 and 2, and also for my Mindful Kids meditation class. So some days I'm drawn to answering posts in there, and other days I'm told to tackle my emails and sit down and do that. So, for example, I've literally sat down to reply to Lisa's email 3 times and they've said no. So I think, Lisa, you had to do your own thinking around that. And I had to trust in when I'm allowed to share what they've been saying. Because, of course, it's all in my head, but that's just the ideal time is not necessarily human time on that. So I have been thinking of you and anyone else who I owe a message to. I think I owe Allison as well. So, and then there's days where I sit down and do energy healing grids and do healings and do amazing things in other areas. And then, like you, some days we are told to rest. Lisa, don't worry, I'm fine. I've still been thinking yes. It's like it bothers me. I feel rude. I've had someone who writes me on a regular basis and might send me 4 or 5 private messages in a row on Facebook about some drama that's happening in their life. And I go to answer it, and sometimes I'm told, yep, go ahead, you can reply, and this is what you need to say. And other times I'm told, leave it alone. Now, sometimes that's because I'm going through stuff myself, and I have to respect my space as well and be there for my family. And more often than not, that time of me being told not to reply coincides with that other person needing to figure stuff out for themselves. Because if we're constantly relying on someone else, we're not giving ourselves the credit, the realization of how we can move through it. But the really cool thing is, on those times that I'm not guided to reply, more often than not, a day, even a half a day can pass, and that same person can write me and go, oh my goodness, the most amazing thing happened. Or I've now figured it out, don't worry, you don't need to reply to that message. And that's empowering, right? When you get to come to your own realization is way more empowering than me sitting here or some other friend or spiritual mentor sitting there and telling you what you're meant to figure out. Because if you figure it out, you hold the power within, you have the realization, you have the growth process. So don't let anyone else take that away from you as well. So by all means, I want to say dump on each other. Hi, Melody. Yay, this is your first time on live. If you do feel the urge to share with someone, and I mean, Lisa and I often say sometimes I just need to rant or I just need to vent and just type it all out and get it out there. And then that helps us to move through it. It doesn't mean that the person we vented to is supposed to have all the answers, or we even expect them to have all the answers. It's that sharing process that helps us to have our own realizations. So trusting in ourselves to find the answers is super empowering, but also knowing that it's okay to share with others to help us to get to that spot. So I hope that makes sense. We need each other, but we got to figure it out for ourselves. So here's where they're saying to share with you my little handy Doreen Virtue number book. The number 24, my goodness, if I had a penny for every time I saw it this week, I'd be doing really well. The number 24, they've asked me to share with you. Additional angels are surrounding you right now, helping you to stay optimistic no matter what is going on around you. The angels know the magical power of faith, and they're releasing any negative thoughts and emotions to give you a clear path for the manifestation of your desires. So that's for all of us. Obviously, we're needing to know that we have more angels around us supporting us and that they are here. They are helping us to manifest our dreams, and we're on the right path. That's right, Melody. I was just, as soon as I said you weren't on live, I'm thinking, yeah, you have been on live before and we talked. So you said, you asked about the possibility of needing years to heal. I had a dream the other night with a man's voice. It's always a man that said she's healing. Just thought you'd be interested to know. That's amazing, Melody. I love that so much because, and I said, yeah, I knew what you meant when you said she's healing. Yeah, and I think intuitively too, you know what you're going through, and this goes for all of us. We've got to trust you. Like when people comment and I am drawn to replying to your comment, it's because everyone who's watching this needs to hear it. So please don't think just because I'm replying to Melody, it only applies to her. What I love, Melody, is that you thought to ask me if it could take years to heal and need this rest and integration phase. I do remember that question now. But you knew deep down inside that that's what you were doing. And you kind of more, I see it as more confirmation that you needed to trust your intuitive guidance, that you needed this rest time. And so that is the number one thing I would encourage you all to do. And I know the Year of Healing crew have said this, like over the course of the 52 weeks, we go from not trusting our own intuition to using our own intuition in so many ways we don't even realize it, right? So the strange thing is, I'm not quite sure what from. I'm beginning to wonder if it's past life. Oh, what you're healing from. Okay, so Melody, I don't know if you've managed to watch yesterday's day 25. Pretty sure it was yesterday that they mentioned we don't need to, yeah, it was yesterday. Thank you, angels. You don't need to know exactly what you're healing from. You just need to allow the healing to happen. So if you haven't watched day 25, when we're done today, I would encourage anyone that hasn't watched it yet to watch day 25. Like seriously is my favorite one. And it brought me a lot of aha moments and a lot of confirmation of things that have been going on. So we don't need to clarify anymore if it's another lifetime, if it's something that was traumatic, if it's something for a lot of us, we're not just healing for ourselves anymore. So what I mentioned yesterday, and it is worth repeating, is when we were working on the sacral chakra yesterday, we were not just healing that area for ourselves. For every healing that we do on ourselves, for every little step of progress and big step of realization that we go through, we're healing the collective, which means all people on earth and all in the spirit world. We're also healing Mother Earth, right? She's trying to get to a higher vibration. She's trying to heal from past trauma. And every time we work on ourselves, we're also working on the collective and the Mother Earth energy. So we don't need to identify what we're healing. I think the reason yesterday why they mentioned the sacral healing was number one for all of us. And I know a couple of people have commented on that video since the live part finished in the days following, and have said that they too have felt that weird sacral cramping and wondered what it was. The angels share that with us so that we know we weren't alone, it was a process, and why it was happening. Intuitively, we'll get to realize what that is, and we can go within and go, hey, am I healing something right now? Cool, okay, I choose to release this, right? Help me to figure out how to process. Do I need a bath? Do I need a walk in the ocean? Do I need to walk in a forest and hug a tree? And we start to trust our intuition on areas of healing like that. And that is literally like the process that I go through. When I feel something, I go, okay, is this a physical thing or is it energetic? Okay, thank you for that answer. Okay, now that I know it's energetic, what do I need right now to help me move through it? Do I need to journal? Do I need to vent to a trusted friend? Do I need to take a saltwater bath? Do I need to go for a walk in nature? And then I tune in and listen to which one feels right, and I do that. Do I need an afternoon nap? That's probably the favorite answer. So you're welcome, Melody. Yeah, do watch yesterday, day 25. Seriously, amazing information. So we are ready to start taking more responsibility for ourselves around what is going on and what we need. I think the spiritual world, and hopefully no one slams me for this, in the spiritual world, we've gotten obsessed with what are we healing, and do we need to talk about it, and doing regression therapy and rebirth therapy, and really thinking about what was I feeling and what does it mean, and who does it link back to. And while those are still useful, and those are still tools that I do occasionally use with people when the need calls for it to help them to heal something, It's so much easier. They're saying, we give you permission. I was going to say it's so much easier. We give you, the angels and guides, give us permission to heal without needing to know what we're healing. Just, I choose to let this go. I'm done with this. Something's coming up. Don't know if it's mine or not. Time to let it go. It really is that simple. We don't need to go through hours of therapy if we're in a state of mind where we're prepared to heal in this way. So that's not to discount therapy. I did years of it myself after my depression or during my depression. And it was quite useful, and I got some great tools out of it. From a spiritual perspective, though, we don't need to dig anymore. Okay? We need to just let it go. So that doesn't mean that we push it away and pretend we're not feeling it. It means that we embrace what we're feeling. We understand it's something that we're going through. We allow the feeling to come up. We can identify it and name it if you can, but you don't have to. And then you figure out how to let it go. So for example, yesterday we worked on the sacral chakra. Today I started feeling similar weird, crampy, strange sensations down in the base or the root chakra area. And again, I went, well, hold on. Now I know that that was the sacral healing yesterday. Is this kind of similar energy just moving down through our bodies? And the answer was yes. And I said, what do I need to do? And they said, drink lots of water and rest. And that's what I did. So if you also had that feeling kind of lower in the pelvic hip bone area, and maybe even your legs were hurting a little bit, they said some people have had feet issues today. That's all base or root chakra area. And we just needed to allow it to leave. We didn't need to obsess over where it came from, what it was, why it was that way. We don't need to worry that our bodies are falling apart. We just need to allow the shift to happen. So yeah, trust in that. Is there any other questions? They said someone's sitting there with a question. So Jen just commented, whoops. I don't want to block you, Jen. I want to read your message. I am ready to release whatever this is. Please help this pass. I've been repeating this often when I'm laying in bed feeling off. Beautiful, Jen. And that's perfect. Like even a mantra can do it, especially when, like I was so tired today. My relaxation is normally reading books on Kindle. I couldn't even read. I just had to rest, full stop. So I am ready to release whatever this is. And I also, the other mantra I say is, I'm ready to let this go. I give permission for this to leave. I'm ready for this to go. You can leave my body now. I'm done with you. You can go, right? And that's a really good thing too, to think if it's not our stuff. A lot of us are empathic these days too, right? Especially ones that are drawn to the work that I do. We're all empathic. And if we're energy sensitive, we're constantly picking up the energy of others. And they're showing me like, we're not just picking up the energy from people. We're picking up the energy from all living things. They keep showing me a tree. We're healing the trees and the trees are healing us, vice versa. We have energy to help each other, right? So if we've gone by a tree or touched a tree or interacted with a tree in some way that's hurting, maybe, you know, humans haven't been too kind to that tree, or it's holding on to energy from someone else that walked by. We're healing that tree's energy. We've taken it on board. I also say, you know, any stuff that's not mine, any energy that's connected to me that's not mine, I choose to let that go too. The sun can take that, transmute it, send it back down as loving energy to the earth, right? So a lot of the times the stuff that we have going on might not even be ours, okay? So Melody says, I'm so ready to let it all go so I can strengthen my own abilities. See, and that's perfect, because you're ready to let it go, you will. I think if we sit in the feeling of having to heal and why is this happening to me, we stay stuck in that area. When we say, I'm ready to let this go, hey, let's go. Like Melody, your abilities are phenomenal. You've already got strong abilities, right? It's trusting and using them. So yes, you can be healing and you can be trusting and using your abilities at the same time. They do coincide. But I agree with you that every time I go through a major healing episode, when I get onto the other side of it, my abilities have gone through the roof. So I can have 2 or 3 days of a crazy strong headache and feeling like crap and just needing to rest. But I always know on the other side of that, something really cool happens. My healings get taken to a new level. I get new intuitive downloads that help other people or help me on my journey. So allow, and trust. Seriously, if Lisa's still on the line, I know a couple people have dropped out a little bit. In one of the email messages for A Year of Healing, I think it was A Year of Healing Year 2, week 2, they said something like, trust, allow, release, rinse, repeat. Something along those lines, right? So we need to keep trusting in our angels and guides and in ourself and our own intuition. Allow things to happen instead of trying to block them because of our fears. Release anything that stops us from moving forward. Release our fears, release our hang-ups, release our preconceived beliefs that have always held us back to keep us safe up until now. And then they said rinse, repeat, because, angels have that cute sense of humor. Basically, keep doing that over and over again, right? So our angels have our back. Intuitively, we are connected to our higher selves. They know why we're here. They are ready to help and guide us. Well, our higher selves, we are ready to help and guide ourselves, but we need to be open to listening to that. So you already have amazing abilities, everyone who's on here. We have our own purposes of why we're here. We have tools and gifts and knowledge to accentuate, that's a good word, to accentuate our lives and the lives of others. So then we just got to go out and do it. Tell your fear to F off. Seriously, kick it to the curb. Fear is not needed here. I'm going to move forward into my amazing future. And with that positive note, I will leave you all. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. And you can keep commenting below if you missed us live. I'm happy to reply to you. I don't always get to it the same day that the video goes up, but I do reply to every comment under these videos. So much love and angel blessings to you all. Bye.